Common Core State Standards Math, 7th grade, Statistics and Probability, 5-8, and Theoretical Probability is what we're going to look at. And continuing off the problem from the last one, you're still dropping two dice, dropped together, and you're dropping them 20 times. And so you want the sum of 9. Well, when we did it in the experimental last time, it was 8 out of 20 was the probability of getting a sum of 9. For the experimental, and that's simplified to the probability of a sum of 9 to 2 out of 5. Well, in theory, what should actually happen is, we're looking at this chart here, if we have cube 1 and cube 2, if we dropped it, there are 4 combinations that you can get a sum of 9. But altogether there are 36 possible outcomes. So you're going to add them all up, and there are 36 outcomes for the theory. So we'll look at theory, experimental, probability rather. Let me change that. Probability. And there are 36 outcomes. If I added them all up 20 times, I'd get 36 outcomes. So the probability of getting a sum of 9 is 36 outcomes, and there are 4 ways to do it. So we're going to simplify the theory, and it becomes 1 out of 9. So the probability of getting a sum of 9 in theory is 1 out of 9. And so if you look at these two numbers, they're really not that close. So there is a discrepancy. So the experimental one at 2/5 is not close to the probability, the theoretical probability. And one possible explanation is there weren't enough trials on the experimental. So what they're saying is, if you have a discrepancy, the more times that you do the experimental, when you actually do the problem, the closer you're going to get to theory. And so if there's a real discrepancy on how much, it's probably because you haven't done the experimental probability as much as you need to. Thank you.